Welcome and thank you for joining today's demonstration session for the new eNVD features that were released on the 1st of March. My name's Marty Lonergan. I'm the Program Manager for Product Strategy at Integrity Systems Company. And today I'm joined by Romy Wahab, who is the Product Strategy Manager for the eNVD system. And Romy will actually provide a live demonstration of both the eNVD website and also the mobile application. We also have a Q&A available right throughout the meeting. So on the bottom of the Zoom meeting, there is a little icon there for Q&A. So we've got a number of our Integrity Systems Company staff, Callum and George from our operations team and Peter from our adoption and integration team, available to answer questions. Anything to do with eNVD, or if there's other wider questions, by all means, please ask them. This webinar is part of a series of supply chain webinars that we're doing for the eNVD system. Tomorrow, we've got a session for agents and sale yards. On Monday, we've got a producer session. And then the following Monday on the 25th, we've got a transporter focus session. So feel free to join those sessions if they're more appropriate to your role. After today's webinar, we'll be sending out an information pack, which includes a copy of today's recording, along with how-to guides and other resources that may be useful. Okay, so let's get into the agenda. So I will walk us through what an eNVD is and give a brief overview of the platform and the benefits of the digital eNVDs. And then Romy will actually go through the relevant features from a receiver or a processor end. So this webinar is going to focus on the features specific for the processors, and then the other webinars that we'll do, which will highlight the features for producers, feedlots, agents and sale yards. Part of the demonstration today will also look at accessing the eNVDs via myMLA. The updated home screen, which has got the high-level summary and the ability to switch account types and sort consignments. He'll also talk through the consignment summary page, the way that you can view consignments, looking at any of the attachments that accompany the consignments and view comments that have been added along the way. One of the important ones is also the email notification, which is a really good feature that we have heard from processors will be beneficial. So keep in mind, we've got the Q&A. So by all means, please use that box and ask any questions that you've got. To give you some insight, when we did our first producer webinar, we answered close to 140 questions. So the team are very good at responding and making sure that we're answering your questions. And a list of the Q&A from today will also be sent out to you. Okay, so now let's have a look at the eNVD system for processors. So the Electronic National Vendor Declaration System, it's the digital process used by LPA accredited producers and feedlots to complete their livestock movements, assurance, and health declarations. The eNVD system is available to the entire supply chain. And there are many benefits of receiving this information digitally. They're easy to read and understand, and they don't get lost, so no more chasing paperwork. They provide early insight into the consignment, so that means you can do some pre-checks and then address any queries that you've got before the stock arrive. The latest forms are available through the eNVD system, so that means there's no outdated forms. They'll also reduce your storage costs because everything is stored online and always available. The eNVD system can also be integrated straight into existing software, so that reduces kind of manual entry or duplicating data from one system into another. So the digital eNVDs are a more complete record and capture this information, and as a result, improves the robustness of the integrity system. So if we look now on the next slide at some of the specific features. So today, there's three kind of options for using an eNVD. So we've got the website, we've got an app, and then, as I mentioned before, there's the API for software integration. The website is by far the main channel that digital eNVDs are sent. About 90% of digital consignments come through the website. So we've actually improved the website to make it more accessible to all stakeholders along the supply chain. So this means as processors, you'll have visibility to the comments that have been left, transporter details, which are captured on the digital record, and you'll also be able to see who the eNVD has been shared with as well. The most important features for processors is that all of the documentation is now bundled with the consignment. So you'll be able to see all of the forms, all of the declarations as well. Importantly, the email notifications for receivers is we think it's a great feedback that we heard from processors, and we're pleased that we can actually showcase that today. So you'll get a daily summary of what's arriving and what has been moved. Many processors manage multiple picks. So, for example, you've got a feedlot and an abattoir with two different picks. So now we've got the ability to switch between picks within the system, whereas previously you had to sign out and then sign back in. And we've also got a viewer option. So there's additional viewers that would be eligible to view the consignments can now be seen along the journey as well. So for example, the livestock buyer is able to see as well. One of the others is a sort function. There's some additional items that have come through for transporters who need to add other transporters, or in the sale yards where agents or sale yards need to split consignments. Yeah, there's lots of different benefits that have come through right across the supply chain, but we do want to highlight the ones for processors today. So now I'm going to hand over to Romy, who will actually go and do the live demonstration. Thanks, Romy.
Thank you, Marty. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking your time to attend today's webinar. My name is Romy, and I'm the Product Strategy Manager at ISC, looking after our traceability products. Indeed, this is a very exciting time at ISC to be showing you these new eNVD features. Just to give you a little bit of background, the eNVD website was released back in 2017, and towards the end of 2022, we released the first version of the mobile app. The mobile app has gone through a few iterations where we have rolled out continuous improvements. Previously, you would have access to eNVD via your NLS account. So this access method will remain in place today. The only thing that has changed now is to access eNVD, you will need to log in with your myMLA account. So myMLA single sign-on, basically it's a tool that we designed to consolidate all of your disparate logins for the various ISC MLA services, including LPA, MSA, myFeedback, and now eNVD. So there has been a lot of enhancements on the web interface to bring it in line with the mobile app. The features, the enhancements that we have designed are in response to industry feedback to deliver a smoother user experience and improved accessibility for the supply chain. The new features will improve efficiency and convenience for all the users across the supply chain. So this will include transporters, agents, feedlots, sale yard, and also processors. All of the new features that I will demonstrate today is applicable to the mobile app and also the web. However, it's the website that has gone through most of the significant changes. Now, to gain access to eNVD, all you need to do is register with myMLA, and then you can start linking in your Analyze account. So I'll just start by sharing my screen. So this is the MLA homepage. So if you wanted to sign up for a myMLA account, all you need to do is just to click on this button here, and you provide your email address, select a password, and then submit. We will send you a verification code. You come back to this website, click on login and enter your verification code, and then you set up your profile. If you've already got your myMLA account set up, then all you need to do is just to log into myMLA. So click on this button. I've got a few test accounts set up already, so I'll just go and log in. This is my processor test account, so I'll just show you as a processor what you'd expect to see when you log in. So as you arrive on the MLA dashboard, you can see if I scroll down, I've got quick access to all of my MLA services here, including LPA, Analyze, eNVD, MSA, my feedback, and sheep genetics. If you haven't linked any of your services, all you need to do is just to go over here, click on Link Services, and then click on Link More Services. So if I was to link one of my Analyze accounts, I just click on Analyze. And as you can see, I've already linked a processor account to this myMLA login. If I wanted to link a second account, I can do that. Just need to click on link account, and provide my credentials and click on link, and that will link the second account. So I won't link anymore in here. I've got one account. If you also have if you're managing a LPA account, you can link your LPA accounts by clicking on LPA. I've got one LPA account here already. If I want to add a second one, I just click on this, and that will allow me to add a second LPA account. So I won't add anything right now. I'll just jump into the dashboard. And I will jump straight into eNVD. So if I click on eNVD, so that takes me to the eNVD homepage. Now this section, the top section here is new. We have introduced as part of this web alignment project. Here we've introduced that account switcher that Marty mentioned. So if you've got multiple accounts linked or you're managing different properties, you can link all of your accounts in here. As I showed you, I had one Analyze account, that is the process account. I have one LPA account, which is the QCZZ8888 pick over here. And we also give you sort of the buyer and the viewer account. So the buyer and the viewer account are default accounts that we will assign to every eNVD user. So buyer would be if you ever buying stock from a sale yard, we will give you a buyer account. And viewer basically is account that we will assign all eNVD users so that they can be added as a third party to a consignment that they're not linked to. So a a producer or creator can link you onto a consignment just by adding you as a viewer. So I'll go through that a little bit later. This section here is basically the moving today section. So all of your consignments that are moving today would be highlighted over here. And just to make it easy for you, we've also introduced this sort of a counter here. So it will just basically tell you you've got 3 consignments that are moving today. So they are coming to your property. And we also summarize this like there's an incoming flag, and you've got your the livestock, what forms are included, what is the status of the consignment, and we also give you some options, what you can do with that consignment. This bottom section here is something you'd probably be familiar with already. So if you've used the eNVD system before, this is what you used to see before. So we just enhanced this and added a few more things in here. So we added this flag here just to tell you it's incoming. We've got the status, we've got everything else here. if you wanted to quickly search for a particular consignment, you can search by the pick, by the name, or serial number, or regio. So let's just start searching using a pick QBZZ2222. This is one of our test accounts. So it's highlighted all of the consignment that has anything to do with QBZZ2222. If I was to search using a name, so for example, Smith. So now it has highlighted all of those consignment that has to do anything to do with the Smith. If I wanted to search by a regio number of my transporter, I can just say type in the regio number ABC 123, and all of my consignments with that regio number has been highlighted over there. I can also search by serial number. So if you have a serial number of a consignment of an NVD form, you can type it in and it will pull that out from the list. We also have this filter function. So if you click on filter, we're giving you the ability to search by a filter by the species. So if I just wanted to look at cattle consignments, all of these are cattle consignments. I can clear the filter. We also giving you the ability to search by the status of the consignment. So any draft submitted or completed, and also within a particular date range. So let me just scroll down. So within a date range. So last week, last month, last quarter, or custom date range. We also give you the ability to sort by different methods. So by default, we sort by last updated. You can also sort by the movement date or the created date. So let's just, and maybe another one is this one here. So if you used to, we've introduced this eNVD profile section as well. So if you want to jump into your eNVD profile and you can update, I can click on update. I can update my name, update my phone number. Your email ID is locked to your myMLA login. We are giving you the ability to also nominate yourselves to be a livestock carrier. So if you're buying stock from a sale yard and you have your own trucks to carry them, you can say you will be transporting your own trucks, your own livestock. So I'll just say, say yes to that. Put in your registration vehicle registration number and save changes. This email notification, as Marty mentioned, we have introduced a feature called email notification. So basically, we were here throughout our industry engagement with the processors, we were hearing that they received quite a lot of emails on a daily basis, individual emails on consignments. So what we have done is we have brought in this email notification feature. So we basically consolidate all of your emails, all of your consignments in one email, and it send you one email every day where you can find all of your consignments that are moving to your property today, or anything that has been consigned to you in the last 24 hours. So if you didn't want to receive any of that email notification, you can click on this option here and disable that email notification. And also, if you've got more than one LPA accounts, you can select which one will be your default LPA account when you log into the system. So I'll just say yes to this and I'll save changes and I'll show you what that does. So I go back here. Now you'll see I've got a transporter card as well. So if I click on this, I don't have any consignments to assign to me. So that's why there's nothing there. But if I had any consignments assigned to this iscprocessor@gmail.com, I would find it in there. So I'll just go back to my processor account. And I will click on one of these consignments. This looks like a good one. So it's 300 cattle. There's a large consignment. Let's just open it up. This is the new eNVD summary page, consignment summary page for the consignment. On a high level, we show you who's the livestock owner. So there you go. A. Smith was the owner. Where it's moving from, where it's moving to. So this is your property, it's coming to your property. And what's in this consignment? So there's 300 head of cattle. We also show you what are the forms included. So there's a eNVD plus a MSA form. And if I scroll down further, so it just tells me this consignment has been submitted. The creator of the consignment can still change the movement date, livestock description, or the transporter details within 48 hours, after the 48 hours from the movement time and date. So if he's still able to change any of those, if you find that he needs to change anything else, like if he's made mistake with answering one of the questions, then it's probably best that he deletes the consignment and creates a new one to send it to you. So as a receiver, all you can do is to view, review the consignment. You cannot make any changes apart from adding comments. So just to tell you what this is. So this section here, we've broken up the eNVD consignment into different sections. We have a movement section. It's telling me 6 out of 6 questions were completed. So it's got a green tick next to it. The next one is the form. So it's answered 3 out of 3 questions. This is helpful because throughout our industry engagement with the processors, there was a pain point there that they identified, which was when they're receiving eNVD consignments, they're not sure if it's fully complete or not. So they're not sure if they can start putting it through the workflows or not. So hearing this feedback from them, we've introduced this feature where we show you how complete that consignment is and if all of the mandatory questions are answered or not. So if you look at this section here, it's got a tick next to everything. So I can say for sure this consignment is fully complete. It is safe for the processors to start working on this consignment. They can start putting it through their workflows, organize skills, and everything they need to do. As a processor, you can just review. So if I just jump, you can jump into any sections if you want. So if I just want to jump into the livestock description, I jump in here. I get to this page here, the livestock page. It's telling me what is included in this consignment. So I've got 150 head of Angus mixed. They all have the electronic tag. The brand is a X. Next livestock description is 100 heads of Santa. And yep, 100 electronic tags, 0 Roman tags. And the last one is an Angus, 50 of the Angus. Brand is A. And it's got 50 electronic tags and no Roman tags. So total is 100. If I want to continue reviewing this eNVD, I'll just click on next. Next, I get into the history questions. So there's questions, there are responses to each of those. I've got that question mark here, probably not so applicable to you guys, but if you wanted to know more about what this question means, you click on the question mark. It shows the explanatory notes. So this is the logic behind answering, give you some more explanation on that question and how the producer should have answered that. Click on next. Then we get into the food safety questions. So all of these questions are here. Now this is the first place that you'll find if the producer wanted to declare any byproduct stock feed that he has fed his animals, he can upload any of the reports to support that that claim that he has made. So if you find one of those, it's got some documents attached, you can click on that and it will basically render it on your browser. So anything the producer attaches, you can see that it's there. It's never going to get deleted. It will always stay there for the rest of the consignment's life. There's a second document that has attached. I can click on that. Same deal. So it just renders the PDF. I mean the document on your browser. There's an image that they've attached. It's just some image of some cattle. Then we go to the next page. Some chemical treatment questions, all of those have been answered. Last, I get to the declaration page. I can see the declaration has been fully completed. It's been signed by the producer. This producer provided his contact details. And as they included a MSA form, the system has also put in the MSA registration number for the producer. The MSA registration number of the owner was not different, so that hasn't been provided. And again here, this section here will allow the producer to attach any of the permits, like a cattle tick declaration or any other permit that they wanted to submit. Same thing. So if you click on that, you can open up the attached file. So if I close that, so there's an image as well uploaded of a livestock waybill, just a sample, and just gives you a bit more information about the MSA registration. Producer has put in some additional information, antibiotic free. And then we get into the transport page. So now you can also see the transporter has done their job. So transporter has completed this consignment on the device or on the computer, because they've got access to log in through the computer as well. So yeah, he's signed the declaration, he's completed his section. There's a second transporter as well who has done the same. Now if I just go back to the summary page, so that completes the consignment review. If I wanted to generate a PDF, so just want to see how this information captured digitally will look on the paper form, and just click on generate PDF, and that will show me how it looks on a paper form. So I've got all of the questions have been answered, all of the information has been rendered on this in this form. I scroll down. I can see on the next page there were some attachments that the producer has attached. There are some byproduct stock feed that producer declared. And then we have the transporter details. So we can see the transporters had signed it, the origin number, what time they signed it, and the second transporter has also signed it. And then if I continue scrolling down, the MSA form is also populated. And now all of these ones are the attachments that the producer included in the consignment. So there was a few forms that I showed you. There was a commodity vendor declaration. There was an image of that. There was attached as well. There's a tick permit that we attached. And there was that sample form of the waybill. So that's that. And then if you wanted to share this consignment within anyone in the business, all you need to do is just go back up. All you need to do is just to tap on the share button. So basically it will give you a link to the to this document. You click on this, it's copied the URL, you jump on your email, start a new email, paste that link and send it off to anyone in the business who would like to get access to this document. So let me just close this and go back to the summary screen. So we've done that. Now comments. So comments is another new feature. Through our industry engagement, we've heard from the supply chain that there has to be a tool that allows different parties to talk to each other. So this is to basically replace the note-taking that used to happen on paper. So we can see here, Heritage Dairy Farm, who was the vendor who started this consignment, he left a comment after submitting. He said the animals were left in the certain yard, and then he's editing the receiver, the agent, the transporter, and a few viewers. So you may ask who are viewers. I'll explain it to you a little bit later. So he's left a comment. He's edited the transporter. Transporter's got access to this consignment. He saw that there were 300 head getting moved. One truck is not enough. So he said, yeah, great, see you in the morning, need 2 trucks. So he's added Bob. So Bob was added by this transporter as a second transporter. Now, MLA processor head office was one of the viewers. So they asked, did you want me to find any buyers? So if I scroll back up here, a list of all the viewers that have been added to this consignment. So you as a processor, if you've got a head office that likes to see all of the consignment, you can ask the producer to always add the processor head office as the viewer, so they get visibility of this consignment. The producers also added Williamson Rural Marketing. Maybe they are the accountant for this producer, so it's added them as a viewer. And the producers also added some of the buyers, or the agent could have added some of the buyers. So Happy Hooves, Healthy Heads is a buyer. Pastures Pride is another buyer. So 2 buyers have been added. So they get visibility to this consignment as well. So go back to my comments. So yes, the processor head office was asking, did you want me to find any buyers? Jason Bourne, who was an agent, added to this consignment, said buyers have already been assigned. So he's added 2 buyers in there. Then Gentle Giant Carriers, Bob here, see you in the morning. So here's the second transporter, is also leaving a comment. Then Williamson Rural Marketing saying thanks for the updates, because he's been updated on what's happening on this consignment. Now you yourself as a processor, you can also leave a comment. So you were expecting 300, but say for the example, these animals arrived and you found there was only 290. So I will say expecting 300, but we received only 290 head. Oops, sorry, head. So once you leave a comment, it cannot be edited or deleted. And you've got a character limitation of 256, so it has to be with less than that. So you can like multiple comments if you want. There's nothing stopping you. So yeah, once you leave this comment, everyone linked to this consignment will be able to see it like you. So you can see comments left by different parties. So if I submit this, so North Sydney Meats, which is myself as a receiver, he's left a comment, and everyone linked to this consignment, including these viewers, they will all be able to see that. So expecting 300, and we receive only 290. So that's the comments feature. Viewers is another feature that we've introduced as part of the web alignment. So basically, by introducing this feature, we are allowing any third party to be linked to this consignment via the registered myMLA email ID. So all of these email IDs, they need to register with myMLA and then click on eNVD. So that will set up an eNVD profile. And that way we can start assigning consignment to these parties. So you can add the processor head office, you can add your accountant, you can add any agents who don't have a PIC. So for example, in Queensland and NT, there are agents who don't have PIC, so you can't add them via the PIC, so you add them as a viewer. You can also add some buyers. So if you have, your agent could add some buyers in there. So yeah, this is the viewer feature. Now, yeah, you have some consignment options as well. So you can generate PDF or you can leave a comment. And this basically on a high level just shows you all of the high level information, including the movement time and date. So that sort of finishes everything that I want to show on the app, on the web for you. I'll jump on the mobile app and I will show how this works on the app. So share screen from my mobile phone.
And just a reminder, if anyone had any questions about what Romy has just presented, by all means, put that in the Q&A and we will work through those questions for you. Thanks, Romy.
Thank you, Marty. So as I open this app, I need to log in. So I'll just click on the accept terms privacy policy in terms of use, and I click on start. I'll log in. So as I log in, I've got two options. So I can log in as a guest user, but I won't recommend using that because that just gives you very limited functionality. Basically, you're able to log in as a guest and use the QR code scanning functionality to get hold of the consignment on your phone. So you log in as a myMLA user, so you get full benefit of the system. So log in, and let me find my account that I want to log in with. As you can see, I've got a few accounts here, so I'll just select the right one. So this is the same account I logged in on the computer. So as I log in onto the app, it's just looking for it's doing a syncing with the backend. So looking for any changes that might have happened offline or anything that has changed on the eNVD system. So it's downloading all of the updates on the phone. So again, over here on the app, on the top here, I've got my different accounts. I've got a LPA account. I've got a analyze process account. This transporter account, we added the transporter account on the web, so it's here as well. Buyer account, the viewer account. So if I just go back into the process account, this middle section here will highlight all of my consignments that I'm moving today. And then if I was to see all of my consignments, I just tap on the view button. It shows all of my consignments. So let me just open up the consignment we were looking at on the web, which is this one on the right on the top. So the 300 head cattle. So if I open that up, I can see these there's a summary page of the consignment. I can see all of these sections are completed. They've got a tick next to it. I can see what are the forms included, what are the brands, how many livestock. The declaration page has been signed. The transporters have signed their part. I can see who are the viewers. So if I click on that, I can see who are the viewers for this consignment. And if I wanted to edit, just go into the consignment review, just tap on view. And basically it will allow me to step through the different pages, check all of that information. I'm not able to edit anything because I'm not the consignment creator, but I can review all of this information that was provided. So I just keep on tapping through next. All of my questions are there. The attachments are there. And tap on next. Then I get into the livestock description. All of the livestock description is there. 150 Angus mixed. Second description was 100 Santa steers. And then there was 50 Angus steers. So all of that information is there. I click on next. There was a couple of permits uploaded by the producer, so they are there as well. I click on next. Producer also declared that these are antibiotic free. Get to the final summary page. So yep, I'm happy with all of that. So yep. So, and then exit form. So there's also the comments feature available. So if I just tap on comments, so on the top there's a summary page. Click on comments. It just gives me a commentary of all the activity that's happened. So the vendor has left a comment. The transporter has left a comment. MLA head office, processor head office has left a comment. Agent has left a comment. And then the last comment there is yourself. As a processor, you left a comment. I can also comment from my mobile app. I'll just say, testing, just a test comment from app. And I'll just add that. So you can see that you're also able to leave a comment from the mobile app. So I think that's, you can also search for any consignment, same as on the mobile app. You can search for consignment. You can sort and filter consignments on the mobile app. So just tap on that button there on the top, the filter button. It just brings up, you can sort by movement date, last updated, created date, by a certain species, status of the consignment, or the movement date. So just close that. I think that's all that I wanted to show you from the mobile app. So if we went back to the so this last slide here is the email notifications. So there's, through our industry engagement, as I mentioned earlier, we were hearing a lot from the processors that they are receiving so many emails on a daily basis, basically single consignments coming to their property. And what we have done is we've sort of introduced this email notification thing. So we will consolidate all of your consignments in one email and send it to you at 3 a.m. Sydney time. So all of the consignments that are moving today would be highlighted on the top section there. So this email is from the 12th of March. So you can see it says on the 12th of March, all of these consignments are due to arrive. So if you were to click in any of those, underline the blue underline consignment number, it will basically render the PDF version that I showed you. And then the bottom section here is any of the consignments that I have been consigned to in the previous 24 hours. So same thing. These are not moving today, but these are new consignments that have been added as a receiver. So you can see there are different movement dates. So some of them were 13th of March, some were 11th of March. They're all different dates, but these are everything that I have been consigned to in the previous 24 hours. So this is basically another feature that will help you with your workflows. You can stay on top of all the consignments that are coming your way. And yeah, we hope you enjoy this feature. I think that's all that I wanted to show you guys. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Romy. Thanks for showcasing the web and the app there. So look, I think as we move into next steps with regards to digital consignments, I did want to highlight that, from ISC, we're here to support processes, either continue the work that you're doing or help fast track, your business and your supply chain through to digital consignments. And we can do that through a number of different ways. So we've got the eNVD API, which is available today. So that can then directly integrate data into your software systems. We can support you with upskilling your staff, either providing speakers and hands-on help on site or as required with a range of communication support materials as well. And we can also help walk through some of the areas of the business that might need to work a little bit differently. I think what we've heard and what we've seen when we're out at processes is, sometimes there might be some confusion at the gatehouse. What happens if a truck doesn't turn up with paper that historically had, or what does the truck do if there isn't anyone at the gatehouse and, historically they've just dropped the paper. So it's those sort of areas where we can really work with you to help address how the business might need to operate slightly differently as well. So there's lots of different features within the eNVD system which supports the supply chain. So not only from the producer point of view, but and a processor point of view, we've worked right across the supply chain to help everyone transition to digital consignments. We've also got a number of co-funding activities available so that we can work directly with you. So that co-funding could be on, branding activities, so we could create co-branded material. On top of that, we've just released an open tender, which is on the MLA website, which is a co-funded tender We'll put a link to that in the Q&A if anyone was interested. The submissions are open until the 5th of April. And that's really just to encourage, supply chain to look at how to adopt eNVDs. So we're happy to work with you through those activities. So we do have a range of other, dedicated experts right across our business. So whether it be in adoption or integration, that we're there to help you, through this journey to digital consignments. On the next screen, we've got some of the how-to guides, and we'll put a link to this website as well. So this is all of the information that's actually available on the website today. So we've got how-to guides, we've got video guides, which goes, step by step, and they're supply chain specific as well. We've got a number of checklists to help people get started with eNVDs as well. And then I guess during business hours, let's say standard business hours, we've got our customer service center. So if anyone is having, some issues, and contact customer service team, they can then also provide some support as well. And then we've got the email address there for the integration support as well. So on the right of that screen is an example of some of the materials that we publish. And so many of those can be co-branded, to help, educate the towards the end of today's session. We do have the Q&A, so if there's any final questions, by all means, please place that in the Q&A. Following today's session, there will be a survey. So the survey will provide you an opportunity to provide feedback on today's session, plus any suggestions that you would like ISC to explain or showcase in the future. So thank you for your participation today. Thanks for taking the time to go through the eNVD. We really appreciate it. And by all means, any questions, please reach out. And we look forward to supporting the journey through digital consignments. Thanks again.